Welcome to the World of Ability. We are excited to be here on this Saturday, October 28th, 2023. It is a fabulous day. It's actually getting cold out where we are here. Gorgeous fall day. And we are falling forward here into a fun conversation that we'll be having this afternoon. It's national, there's a few different national days going on today. And I may pull some of that fun into the conversation as we go here as well. But before we get any further, I want to go ahead and bring in Miss Debbie Hayes to join the conversation. So glad you're joining us here today, Debbie. If you could please go ahead and remind everybody who you are, what you do, what you're all about, because you have so many fabulous things going on. I'm excited to hear what's happening in the world of Debbie.
Okay, I'm trying to get on the computer instead of on my phone. Do you want to introduce other people first, and then hopefully
I'm going to go ahead and hop over real quick here to some of the fun things that are in the world of what today is. So there's always National Day of whatever every day, right? There's all sorts of fun things out there, and one of the cool things that is happening is with 12 o'clock shakedown. That's something we do every day. I know we've talked about it before a little bit, but 12 o'clock shakedown actually is something that's super simple, super fun. It is all about music and motion. So every day at 12 o'clock noon central, there's a bunch of us that get on Zoom and we do all these fun different motion kind of things that are super simple, actually. Simple motion, simple movement, and the whole purpose is just to get you moving a little bit here. The group that started it actually started during COVID as a way to keep motivated to be exercising, to do things to keep their mobility going during that time where we couldn't really get out and about so much. But we're still doing it, even though we can get out and about. The gentleman who had started originally is busy enough at this point that he no longer is leading the group. And actually, it's some of the fun that I get to do every day is get to lead the group doing the shakedown. And part of what we do is at the very end, we pass the mic over to Mark, who has been so good to tell us national whatever the day is, and celebrity type birthdays and whatnot. And the list today is a fun one, so I had to share. So it is the last weekend here before Halloween, so it actually is National Trick or Treat Day today. Trick or treat is happening in our neighborhood today, so that's coming up here in just a little bit, and got to get all of our stuff ready to go for that. It is National Internal Medicine Day. My favorite one of the day, well, actually, I've got a couple of favorites. He's got some good ones. It's National Chocolate Day. So in case you needed an excuse to go to chocolate, I just gave it to you because, Mark gave it to me. It's National Chocolate Days. And, what a coincidence that it happens to also be on National Trick or Treat Day. So, I kind of love that. It is National First Responders Day. So huge shout out to all the first responders out there. We actually spent a decade of our lives being EMTs, so we have a real appreciation for the first responders and all those guys who get up in the middle of the night, run out to help whoever needs help at any hour of the day, any day of the week. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday or not, it doesn't make any difference. They are on it and willing to be the first one to run out the door and be there to be of help and service. So huge thank you to all those first responders out there. It is Plush Animal Day. So as my daughter's friends always call them stuffies. When I was a kid, they were stuffed animals. Nowadays, I always hear them referred to as stuffies. So today's a day to celebrate your stuffed animals. I love that. It is Wild Foods Day. It is International Animation Day. Let's see, which one? Oh, and okay, it is Muddy Dog Day. So for all your pups out there, if they get muddy today, just suck it up and let them get muddy for one day.
Oh, that's perfect with Debbie being here and her working with treats for pets and humans and so on.
Absolutely. And the last one I'll share is National. Oh, what was that?
I said, Emily, I was like, Emily, are you saying that we should offer treats to keep them out of the mud or get them into the mud?
Yeah, I kind of love that. I know I don't exactly enjoy what the part about cleaning the dog up, but sometimes you gotta let them have a little fun there too, I guess. Last one I'll share real quick is National Hug a Sheep Day. Not sure how that exactly came about, but yeah, National Hug a Sheep Day is that one made me laugh actually really hard because I didn't know I actually needed an excuse to go find a sheep to hug. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I love the idea of it anyway. So he made me chuckle on that one. I appreciated it a lot. But back to our dogs, I'm going to go ahead and pass this back over to Debbie to tell us all about what she does because that really does tie in great to what you all do. Welcome aboard, Debbie.
Thank you. So first of all, I have to address National Chocolate Day.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So my local Culver's, which is my go-to restaurant.
Us too.
I know you know what Culver's is. I always go on when they have the chocolate for flavor of the day. Any kind of thing. But they sort of threw me for a loop because they had chocolate yesterday and they're having chocolate again today. So
wow.
I'm gonna have a freezer full of concrete mixers.
Darn.
I try to spread out eating it a little bit. Don't eat all of them at once. But anyway, so what I do, I would like to introduce everybody in more detail to the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. We have just had such phenomenal results in keeping pets healthy, getting pets healthy, and the same goes for humans. We have lots and lots of stories and more coming up every week. So that's what we do. I'll give you my website in the chat, but I will say that it's really beneficial to come to a webinar because the webinar you get a better feel for just exactly what we have here and how wonderful it is and how it can help so many and has helped so many pets.
Excellent. So do you have some webinars coming up that you could want to share the information to be able to invite people to those?
Sure. And then we can put that in the chat too. I'm
That'd be
actually
great.
doing one at 1 o'clock when we finish here. And tomorrow I'm doing one at 2 o'clock. I haven't scheduled for during the week yet, but we'll be doing 1 or 2 during the week as well.
And what time zone are you in?
Oh yeah, good time to ask it. Right now we're in Pacific time.
So you're
As of,
Pacific.
a week from Sunday, we'll be in Mountain Time, our regular time zone again.
Oh my. Okay, so yeah, you
We do, but we're the ones that don't move. That's what's weird. You
so
know,
you don't change. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we stay on daylight time. Not right. Am I right? Daylight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Arizona and Hawaii don't change, and everybody
Right.
else does.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so
So-
you said today, so 1 o'clock for you today is 3 p.m. Central. So that's you have that one today, and then that's today, and then tomorrow is
4 o'clock your time. 4 o'clock Central.
4 p.m. Central. I'm just typing that in so I remember too. Those are webinars with Debbie. Okay, awesome. Excellent. And yeah, if you have a link or anything that you can share, or let us know how we can get on
Yeah,
those.
Well, usually I put in my phone number and ask people to text me
Gotcha. Okay,
so that I can send them the link.
perfect.
So, do you want me to give it to you or I can put it in? I can put it in. Well,
Whichever's easier.
Yep. So, yeah,
Excellent.
so Kurt was saying, because I was saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch my football game first and then I'll get on here. Well, the game just started again because it had a lightning delay.
Oh no. One of those days.
So this is the rule, just in case you watch college football if there's a lightning strike within 8 miles of the stadium, they stop play and they send the teams to the locker room for 30 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
But it gets
Wow.
better. But it gets better. If there's another say there's a lightning strike 15 minutes into the 30-minute delay. So now it's a
Right.
45-minute delay because they had another 30 minutes on. So I don't know how many, it was a long time. They should have already had the half and they haven't yet.
Wow.
Yeah, so very interesting.
Yeah, it's actually, what do they do with the fans in the stands? Are they just kind of
That's
stuck
what I was gonna
there?
bring up next. I mean, I've seen some that were in a delay and all the fans are gone, right? Today, no, they just, if the fans wanted to stay and sit out in the rain, they could. So never mind.
Interesting. Yeah, because I'm just
Players and
assuming
the
the
staff
bleachers are all
say that.
metal.
I thought that was a little bizarre too.
Because where would they all go? That's interesting. I guess lucky for me, haven't had to deal with that, because that is something where if it's of a concern enough to have the players go into the locker room for that time,
Right.
you would think the fans sitting in the metal bleachers would have an issue too. If there's actually a lightning strike right there, they're gonna get zapped. I would assume.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully one of the fans doesn't get struck by one of those lightnings.
Right.
'Cause if
That'd be a
hit the-
problem.
if it
I
hit
just
that
looked up at my
building.
screen real quick and here's this really big guy sitting in the front row with no shirt on. Like, oh, never mind. I don't really see. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah, because that's similar. Like when we do our water skiing, it's a similar thing where whenever you see that last strike, the clock starts over. It's time, we gotta start counting again, because that's how it works for us too. We hate lightning when we're on the water. Don't want that. So who are you cheering for? What's the team?
Oh, it's Kansas versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma's number 6. Oh shoot, they just went ahead. I went to Kansas.
Oh, nice.
Usually I'd rather talk about basketball. Number 1 in preseason polls. But
Ooh, oh my goodness.
yeah, but I like basketball, football, and baseball. So
Excellent. Well, if you need to go and watch the game, we understand. You're welcome to be here as long as you like, though.
yeah, I'll hang around for a while.
Okay. Well, I know you said you wanted to talk a little more about your product, and about the background there. Do you want to dive into some of that?
Sure. So as you know, Sue and Emily, I'm sure you've heard the story too. About 30 years ago, the mother of one of the co-founders of the company was going to Sloan Kettering for treatment. They removed part of her lung. You're good to go. And she must have been pretty scared a few months later when she started feeling the same symptoms that had sent her in for treatment originally. So she went back and they said, there's polyps all over your lungs, inoperable. So you've probably got 4 months to live, and go home and get your affairs in order and enjoy your family. So her son was letting the relatives know and had a cousin in Japan, And he said, we've had very great success with this Coriolus versicolor mushroom, which is just a supplemental mushroom. And I'm going to send some to you and have your mom take them. So the first month she thought, oh, I think I'm feeling a little better, but surely that can't be right. And then a couple months later, I am feeling better. And then the 4 months went by and she's like, ooh, I'm sure she was celebrating the fact that she wasn't deceased like they said she was going to be in 4 months. So finally she said, okay, I guess I better go back to Sloan Kettering and see what they say now. And they took another x-ray, sat down with her in another room, which was sort of unusual for them to do right after checking things out. And she said, they said, what are you doing? And she's like, what do you mean? What am I doing? And, well, what are you doing now that you weren't doing originally with your treatment? And she said, oh, my nephew sent me some mushrooms. I'm taking the mushroom pills. And they go, well, we want all the information that you can give us or get for us about that. And you are the only person that we've ever had that recovered from stage 4. That you healed yourself. That's what the mushrooms do. They modulate the immune system so that the body can heal itself. And it'll work with with things that are catastrophic as well as minor things like allergies. I know some people don't think allergies are minor, but some allergies are minor. So that's how they got, how Simon, her son, got acquainted with the Coriolus versicolor mushroom. And then fast forward to about excuse me, about 7 years ago. And he and 3 of his friends are sitting around talking about how their dogs had recently died of the same thing that the mother had. And
You're good. I know taking a sip makes a difference on here. It's getting into dry season, so it catches up with all of us.
that's true. So one of them is saying, my dog just died and he was only 8 years old. And the others are, all 3 of them are saying, yeah, I had a daughter, or, us 2 had a dog that died. And somebody said, Simon, why can't we put that mushroom that your mom took in dog treats? So they started doing it, and a few years, I guess about a year after they started the business, because the business is almost 6 years old. So about a year after they started the business, the humans started saying, we're seeing animals being cured of, say, of modulating themselves, so healing themselves, and of things like autoimmune disease and other things. And so if people have them, why can't we use them on people too? And so they came out with pills for humans.
That's just amazing. And
It really is.
it's one of those things too, where it's like, how quickly is this spreading to people, to, knowledge wise, to get the word out, and then that doctors would use this and make this more available. And it's amazing to me that it's a slow process. I mean, I get it on the one hand, but also it's like, my goodness, this is so valuable.
I have a customer who's a nurse, and she's been on long-term disability for 1.5 years. And she's like she's saying exactly the same thing you are, but word of mouth takes longer. And yeah, we have to.
Yeah, all the processes that are involved in our country to get things approved and all that. It's a long haul to get all that done.
And I think there's a I'm not sure about unbelievability. That's probably not a good word, but that medicine teaches us that we need something for high blood pressure, something for cholesterol, something for blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody comes out and says, this is something that God made, that put in nature, and it's one thing, and it lets the body heal itself, that there's people that don't believe that.
How can that be possible?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there's supposed to be several things.
That's just what we've learned over time, and that's what my doctor tells me, so it's got to be true, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing. We only know what we know, and if they've never heard of it, if they are not familiar with it, then how can they know? Yeah, it's amazing. That's part of what I like about what we do here, in sharing information and getting the word out about different things that there's no other way that we would know. Because honestly, if it wasn't for the interaction we did with HMP, we would never have had the pleasure of meeting you and of learning about this ourselves. There's no way we
Exactly.
would have known. I
Yeah.
just hadn't come across it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing as well.
Awesome. And when I do gotta ask, are they playing yet? Is the game back on?
Yeah.
It is.
Unfortunately, already Oklahoma scored twice already, and KU didn't score at all yet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's early yet. You know, I gotta say, just speaking of football briefly, last night we were at our hometown here, the high school football team. We're in the playoff season. That is literally the best high school football game I've been to. It was so much fun. It was down to the wire. It was back and forth. Both teams had really good plays going on. We were even watching after we got home. We saw somebody had posted a replay of the most amazing catch. I mean, it was what Kurt was talking about it earlier with some friends too, that the Packers would have been proud of the catch that they did, that threw it down all the way down the field. And the one kid that caught it, he literally was like, it was at his fingertips. He had to lunge for it and pulled it in and landed kind of on his elbows, kind of one of those kind of catches. And that one made a big difference in the game. Let me tell you, our quarterback, even he actually would rush for a lot of yards too. And that poor kid wrecked his ankles partway through, was it third quarter? I think we were in third quarter when he did not come out of the game. He obviously was limping. The guys were helping him, and it was a third down. Fourth down, he was able to throw, and they got it downfield enough. I believe they scored on that one. So luckily then he was able to get off the field. They were attending to his ankle. They got it taped up real good, and he kept playing. Like, dang.
Wow.
I don't know if I was his mom, I don't know if I would have agreed with that move, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
So we've got at least one more game to go yet. Well, and you'll appreciate then too, the way the game ended was good for us, but a little unfortunate because it was down to the last, what were we at? About a minute, I think it was like a minute 14 to go. We were on, and I might need Kurt's memory to help me out here. If it was third down or fourth down, it was right down to, we have the ball. It was fourth down. Our guy rushed for the guy who I believe that hurt his ankle. I think it was him that was actually rushing forward again because I think we had about 2 yards to go. And so, the guy's trying to push him forward to get that first down. So, because we're only about, I don't know, 20 or 30 yards from the goal. And there was a foul of some sort was called on the other team. I still don't know the way everything was happening. I don't know if it was a face mask or if it was a holding, whatever it was that got called was enough that gave us the first down, and they were able to just kneel for a couple of plays there and game over. We were ahead by 2 points. So it was a close game. It was like, I think it was 30-28, if I remember correctly. So it was a crazy close game. It was so much fun. It was a rough ending though. It's like, it was so much excitement. Then all of a sudden one flag and well, I guess we're done. It was like, wait, what just happened? It was an odd way to end, but the same, because they had not been calling many plays. They really, there was not much for fouls or penalties or anything through that whole game. They let them play, and both teams were playing well. I didn't see stuff where I was like, wow, they didn't call that. There was none of that going on. It was a nice, clean game. It was really, really fun to watch. So that ended up being how the game ended. Whoever they called it against, I kind of feel bad for that kid. I don't know. I still don't know who it was or exactly what it was because it was enough confusion. And on the other end,
Just know that the outcome was in your favor.
The outcome was in our favor. We were excited. So we got at least one more game to go. And I think the one after that is state. If I'm following I didn't look at all up to see where we're at, but we'll be playing a team from about an hour and a half away from us. And I haven't heard yet where we're playing. I'm pretty sure it's on a neutral field somewhere. So it's
Nice.
coming. So I can appreciate your love of football because we love it too. And we were having a great time just last night doing all that. And our daughter's a freshman this year, so it's fun. We're starting to know more of the kids that are on the field, and not many yet, but they're coming up.
Now, do you live in Milwaukee or do you live in a
We're in a suburb that's a little ways outside, about a half hour to the west. We're in the Sussex Hamilton School District here, And the football program is impressive. They've done a lot. And of course, Kurt played back in the day, so even more fun. The coach that he had from way back, he's at all the games. You know, he's
Yeah.
not
So
coaching, he
one
hasn't
of the
coached for
games is
years.
where, what are you doing on Friday night? We're gonna go see football, right?
Football game. That's the thing to do here. Gotta be there.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a Wisconsin thing.
A very Wisconsin thing. And yeah,
I'm
it
sure
was
it's probably
fun.
other places too, but I know for sure Wisconsin it is.
I gotta say, it was a cold game. That wind was blowing, and it was like about 40 degrees and solid wind the whole game. Lucky for us, it was at our back as we were sitting, but dang. It was one of those. I showed up looking like the big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because I had so many layers on. But I'm like, dang, if I'm gonna sit here cold, I'm gonna be comfortable. And I was good. I made it to the end before my toes were starting to get cold. We'd been sitting outside for the whole thing. So it was good. I was looking around thinking, yeah, all those people that they were looking cool because they weren't all dressed up in all the layers. They didn't stick around because they froze out. But it's fun. I love watching football. Do you get to go to many games in person, or are you mostly on the television?
Oh, I've been having trouble with my hip and I can't really walk long distances. It bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
You
People
yell
are
at the
saying, oh, why
screen.
aren't you going to see the Diamondbacks play? Well, because the parking isn't conducive to not walking very far.
Yeah, that is the hard part. You're gonna be walking a ways no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's fun. Always have a good time. Emily, when's the last time you were at a football game?
It's been a while. But I sort of enjoyed watching it too, so
Yeah, we haven't been to a college game in years. I gotta say, like a lot of years. When we were students at UW Madison, we did not miss a game. We were always there. But I don't know if we've been back for one since we were students. It's been a couple years. But yeah, college ball is always fun to watch. Sometimes those are more fun than the pro ball games, you know? They almost have more at stake the way it feels. They're more exciting. Even like with basketball, we've often said that too. College level sometimes is more fun to watch than the pros. I think they got more
Yep.
to prove.
maybe one of these days you'll get back to a game.
We'll see. Because yeah, it's fun. There's no doubt about it. I always the feel of the game. There's nothing quite like actually being there and being able to not just hear it, not just see it, but actually feel it. There's something to be said for that. So, yeah. So what's going on in the world of Emily here today? Got any news to share? Any events coming up? Trying to think what we've all got coming up here.
Oh, I do have there's still to start talking about football, there's the big game between Wisconsin and Ohio State today. But anyway.
That'd be a good one.
But next week, exactly a week, we are having our 5th annual adult autism conference.
Ooh, tell us more.
So 5th annual, which started back in 2019, started out as a in-person event. However, due to our lovely COVID, we've been on Zoom the last few years. However, we're looking to, I think, they sort of get back in person as a hybrid, but this year though we are having the conference next Saturday on Zoom, and then having the next day having like a in-person kind of social get together follow-up type thing at a place here in Madison. So that should be fun. But we have different sort of speakers / panelists. I have a few different topics. and encouraging everybody to join us. And it's kind of about getting the conversation going between like the disability community and people who don't have a disability, kind of getting that maybe more of a better, I don't know, I'm losing my words here, better thing. So there's like better communication between, I guess, both groups, more have awareness more. So everybody kind of knows what each other needs and that kind of thing. So
So if people wanted to know more about it, is there a website? I think there's a website available, yes?
yes, the integralautism.org. So INTE. I can put it in the chat
In the
here.
chat there, yeah. Integralautism.org. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great if you could put that in the chat so it's an easy visual there. And I know you've been helping out with the group quite a bit. Tell us more about what your role is with the group.
Well, it's more or less hosted by the Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin, but my sort of biggest thing that I've been doing is kind of helping with working on the website.
So you know the website well.
Updating the website and so on. So
And how long does the event last?
it's like an all-day thing. Starts at about 9:30 and goes until about 5. But you don't have to I mean there are tickets, but you don't have to and if someone doesn't feel that they're able to like actually like pay or I can't talk today. If somebody doesn't feel that they're like financially able to like pay for a ticket, we do have free tickets available. So if somebody isn't able to pay but would still like to join in the conference, just to let us know. You got a free ticket. And I just got lost where I was going with that.
Well, and you've been doing it on Zoom now. Has that helped with attendance actually? Because does it make it that you're reaching a broader audience that way? There's not like a barrier with location, or is it hard to say?
It's been sort of hard to tell you. I think there may be more, but I think sort of seems that we've had about the same numbers like every year. But we're encouraging everybody to join us. So I'd like to have as many people as possible. Like the more the merrier. So
Because you guys have pretty decent attendance though, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Are you I'm trying to think how many, is it like 50-ish, 50 to 100 that have been coming?
I think we've had around like 60-ish.
60-ish? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's a good number to get to know each other and to be able to participate along the way there. Is there a goal for expansion? Or are you guys going to keep, I'm assuming you're going to keep doing the conference ongoing? Or is it too soon to know?
It's too soon. I think we'd like to keep it going as much as possible and always improve it however we can every year. But with our own ideas and especially feedback from anybody who actually attends and anything like that. So I'd like to make it as much of an enjoyable event for everybody as much as possible. So
Excellent. All right, awesome. I'm curious if maybe we can get back to that conversation too. Just if you have some insights as to like what kind of sessions you have and how that all runs. Would love to hear more on that if you want to pull up some of that info. I just want to come back over by Debbie here. So how's the game going?
It's halftime. It's halftime for real now, not game delay.
It's unfortunate that didn't coincide a little better, right?
Yeah,
That would've been a
KU
good time.
scored again. It's 21-17.
Ooh,
So they're still not ahead right now, but
awesome. Well, I want to ask you a little bit about HNP because I know that was how we met. Tell us more about what your role and experience has all been at the Happy Neighborhood Project.
you asking me or
Oh,
Emily?
I'm sorry. Yeah, for Debbie. Sorry.
You
so
probably
sorry.
said and I missed it, sorry.
That's all good.
So I co-host a new group, which is now called HNP Southwest. Last week it was HNP South in the registration page, but I think they have it straightened out now. If not, you can go to HNP South and pretend you're in Texas or Florida or wherever, but you're really going to be in Arizona and Nevada. It meets Thursday at 2 p.m. Oh, sorry, 2 p.m. Pacific.
Perfect.
Soon to be 2 p.m. Pacific and 3 p.m. Mountain.
Excellent.
Yeah. So Ian Kingwell is the captain. And the reason I'm chuckling is because I've gotten away with being a co-host for a long time without having to do any of the technical stuff. Take a picture, Debbie. Don't know how to do it. What else is there? Post in the chat. I can do that. They usually don't ask me, but what's the other big one? What else, Emily?
Screen sharing.
What?
Has he had you do screen sharing too?
Sharing.
Oh, screen sharing. Oh my gosh. I can do that. Well, I do that myself, but I'm a little bit nervous about, I've got, anyway, Ian's like, that's fine. Never mind this. You do co-host one all the time. No. We're going to switch it up and you're going to learn how to do all this stuff. And oh my gosh, spin the wheel. What if he said, Debbie, spin the wheel? I'd be going, I don't have a wheel. What do I do about that? So.
Yeah, actually, Ian was our captain for a while too. So he modified. I totally understand what you're saying because we actually are doing all those pieces too. Every week we are a different role and we keep rotating through. And it was hard at the beginning, but you know what? I'm actually really enjoying it. It's kind of fun.
I think I will too, but I just, like he was saying, like I said in the beginning, he developed a background and he goes, so all the co-hosts and myself are going to have this background. And I'm like going, I'm not going to have it because my computer will not do backgrounds.
Actually,
So
Kurtz isn't able to do that right now either. So yeah.
Yep, I'm excited about the tablet because I don't want to be carrying my computer around places. And because I do some pet sitting. And then I just, and then to be able to do the things that he wants me to do on there is fine. And then I'll learn how to do them too.
Awesome. Yeah, it gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Oh yeah, and actually doing the breakout rooms, that was one too. It's like, okay, try to figure out. So I should ask, what's the style that you guys are doing? Because I know with our group, we've gone from, instead of doing 2 large breakout rooms, we have that first group is a bigger group in a longer breakout room, and then we do 1-to-1. So is your group doing similar like that?
Yeah. Ian, this is what's funny too. He's like, well, just be yourself and sort of modify the script, right?
Yep.
I mean, summarize it. But the thing is, he already summarized it. I mean, the script that he sent out has all the points in it, but they're just like bullet points, bing, bing, bing. So I don't even know how to summarize it more than what it's already summarized. But yeah, he's I don't know. He's good.
Yeah, Ian is a character. I'll say that much.
A character. I wonder when he sleeps. If he's
I have
captain.
no idea when he sleeps. Because for those that don't know,
and some here, and with the time difference.
Yeah, because he's in Australia, so it's amazing. Because it's in the wee hours of the morning when he's doing stuff with us here.
Well, he told me once we get up at 3. He gets up, I think, at 3:30 or 4:30 in the morning, Australia time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So he gets all his work done in the morning like that, and then he goes and I think he goes for a nice walk. He lives close to the beach
Yeah,
there,
and
and
swims-
sounds like
swims in
a
the
good
ocean.
life.
I know. Oh my gosh, they got, yeah. Oh, but I'm sorry, you asked me about the breakout rooms and I got distracted. Sorry. So it so it moves along really quickly. And he so there's 2 regular breakout rooms
Okay.
before the halftime.
Ah, okay.
And then after the halftime, there's 2 1-to-1s.
Gotcha. So you guys are a little different than ours then too. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a good way to do it. I like that.
I think he's the first one that instigated the 1-to-1s because um because Paul Valek, who used to be a co-host with us in Arizona, was pushing that for a long time, and I know he had gotten it from Ian from going to the Australia groups. So I don't know how long you've been doing it that way, but Ian's been doing it for a long time, and I think he's probably the first to
That
do it.
makes sense. Yeah, because I'm trying
Yeah,
to think. He came
I
in
think
and joined.
I think I think because it moves along so quickly and probably too, because um, because he does summarize things, we get a lot in. And because we're doing it a little bit different order, I mean, he does the wheel twice.
Mhm.
He does the wheel before the breakout rooms, and then at the end, I don't think he does it middle. I can't remember because we've only, it's only been the 1 week.
Yeah, with like the shorter breakout rooms and the, yeah, other things.
But yeah, I think it's gonna do well. Somebody named Debbie Hayes needs to be inviting more.
I think we could all be inviting more, not just you, Debbie.
That's always the hard part, because I know we're all trying to be like, we gotta
Yes,
get on
I
the
need to take lessons from Emily, Sue, because Emily is a star as far as getting invitations out.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And I know I know you're talking about the breakout room part. I've actually really liked doing that with having the chance to do the one-on-ones. I think that's actually really enhanced what we're doing. And we do the happy wheel at the beginning and at the end.
Okay.
And unless we have somebody if they are brand new, we just kind of give them the stage and let them be one of the happy wheel winners right away. We just
Right.
go ahead and pick on them to give them a chance to introduce in front of everybody. And one thing, so Tom is our captain now. And one of the things when we come back from breakout doing the one-on-ones, we always need that little moment so that we have a chance, whoever's doing the breakout rooms, to get them all reset and reopened. So we started doing a new thing with asking the entire group. It's like, what's something you learned from somebody in that last breakout room that you can share with the whole group? And that's really been nice. So somebody will raise their hand and share something, and by the time that's done, we're all set and ready to go for the next one-to-one time. And we usually get 3 of them in. We'll have one long room with the bigger group, halftime, and then 3 1-to-ones that are about 5 minutes apiece. So
Okay.
that's been working really well for us. I like that.
Yeah. See, Tom was our captain in Arizona.
Oh,
And
we're
so he
swapping
was our
guys.
captain. He was our captain when Paul was like instigating that. So
Nice.
I guess he liked it too, because he carried it forward. But I'll tell you one thing I did not like.
Mhm.
And I think what you're saying is halfway between what we're doing and what we did then. Then we were asking every single person, what's something that you learned?
Oh,
No, I thought it was too much for me.
that is too much. That would take a long time.
Yeah, so you're talking about a couple, 3 people, and Ian did it with 1. It was just 1 person, really quick. So-and-so, what did you learn? And they answered the question, and okay, the next breakout room set.
And that's what we're doing now, is just getting feedback from one person and then off we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't have any objection to that, but just every week where they were asking every person, I don't know, I just thought it was a little tedious.
That's stressful. I don't always have a good like little nugget that I can be like, oh, because sometimes I'm in a room with somebody I know really well.
Right.
So I gotta,
And then
Yeah,
the-
what's my nugget?
I'm
Yeah, and
trying to
then
think of who I had it, because somebody asked and then they just, and they ended up saying, I don't know, they ended up saying something about me, but I'm not sure it was even really something that they had learned right then. You know,
Gotcha.
so,
well, and then not just knowing what to say then, and then as well as depending on how many people are in there in the
Right.
group that week. I mean, it could take forever. But Kurumi's here.
Yeah, I just
I
shut
have,
up.
Kurumi from Indiana.
Excellent. I'm gonna bring you on in here. I'm so glad you're here. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself? And because I think everybody here probably does know you, but for those that don't, if you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, that would be awesome.
Oh, thank you, Sue. Yes, I was this afternoon HNP weekend networking event. So Kurt put the link for today's 2 to 4 p.m. EDT. He said anytime, just to swing by. So I am just swinging by.
Excellent. So glad you're here. So well, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, yes, I am in this health wellness, but yes. I just want to everybody to know about this. Well, we all know we have to drink water, right? It's important to stay hydrated, right? Because water is vital to our life. Yes, but I'm already saying, but with this H2 hydrogen in it, this water will take you to the next level of hydration because it's got more antioxidants in it. It's hydrogen. Hydrogen does so many good things to our body. Our cells in our body already have hydrogen, so it's nothing new to your body. And especially too, if you know somebody who has ADD, dementia, Parkinson, Alzheimer, those people who are lacking of antioxidants and mitochondria in the brain, but H2, that's the smallest molecule on the world, so it's in the water, it goes to the brain as well. And also for us, reverse aging, good for the skin. And if you have a cut and burn, you can apply. And before you work out, drink it. And for H2, not H2, type 1, type 2 diabetes, they can drink as well. It's so safe and healthy. That's why I'm just promoting this great H2 water. Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, that is really interesting. I like this.
Let me put my information in chat so you can connect me.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how did you get started in this? How long have you been working with it?
Oh, yeah, I got to know this business with the person through HNP when I went 2 years ago because I am breast cancer warrior. So
Wow.
yes, my doctor for radiologist at the last treatment, he said, eat fruits and vegetables. But I did not know what it meant. Actually, it was about antioxidant fruits and vegetables. Yes. So that's why I just want people to know there is a more way to get your fruits and vegetables in your body and carotenoids as well. Thank you.
I love that. That's a good thing because I know some of us are picky eaters and
Right.
have options and other ways to go about it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, any information you want to put in the chat would be amazing. I would definitely appreciate that. You can share that out that way.
Yes. Thank you.
Very welcome. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like. We are here with World of Ability every Saturday from 1 until 3 Central. So you're always welcome to pop in anytime and stay as long as you like. And actually, we were just talking a little bit too about HNP because I know a whole lot of us that have been on here all met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. So I'm curious too, which group are you usually with, and what's your
Oh,
I don't think if you are you a co-host? I'm not. I actually don't remember for sure.
no, I'm not a co-host. Yes, in the beginning I went a lot, but nowadays I just mainly go to women's one,
Hmm?
women's HNP, especially for the West Coast on
Excellent.
Wednesday. Yes.
On Wednesdays? Okay. Yeah, because we sorry if you hear our dog in the background. She's talking to me. Hi.
That's important to take care of your.
Yeah, she's whining a little, but that's okay. She's came up to say hello, so obviously she's hearing voices and wants to say hi too.
Yeah.
I'm getting like the side eye here of why am I not playing with her? It's okay. She'll have to wait a little bit. That's okay. So yeah, so we actually are with HMP Wisconsin, Minnesota. So we always get together on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Central.
Oh, Tuesday.
And
Okay. Yes.
and we yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know Debbie is part of the Southwest group, and you're just saying it's Thursdays at, oh my gosh, I already lost it. Thursdays at 2 o'clock Pacific. Was that the right time? No, I don't have it right.
Oh, you're right. I'm starting
Two
to
o'clock
see.
Pacific.
That's Arizona, of
Yes.
course, the defunct Arizona. Yeah, at 2 p.m. Pacific, so
So you're talking
it'll be 4
HNP.
your time.
I'm sorry, HNP. Which one? Wisconsin or
Yeah,
which?
Wisconsin's on Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central.
Okay. Yeah.
And Debbie is co-host at they just renamed it. So now it's Southwest at
Oh.
oh my gosh, Minnie, you're okay. Can you hear her or is it just me? I'm not sure if it's picking up on the microphone here or not. So she's just loud enough, I guess, to distract me. So sorry. So Debbie, yeah, what time is yours again?
The Southwest, HNP Southwest,
Yeah,
it's at 2 p.m. Pacific.
2 p.m. Pacific on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday, not West. When Thursday. Okay, Thursday till 5 o'clock. Okay.
Excellent.
Yes. Thank you.
So actually, Debbie and Harumi, have you guys met before? I'm guessing you probably have crossed paths.
Yes, we met before, Debbie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Many times.
The fun part about the neighborhood, we all if you hang out in the neighborhood long, you get to meet a lot of wonderful people.
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
You know what? That's not too cool. I put we have a motivational minute. Every
Oh.
morning, it's at 8 a.m. Pacific.
Mhm.
So anybody's happy to, you can check in. Can I edit this so I can add the phone number? Or do I have to put a separate post?
I'd say just add to it. Yeah, I don't know if you can edit or not. Actually, probably.
You can. I think you can. Well,
I think you're just gonna want to add. I don't see an edit
yeah.
function there.
Add. Well, talking about the motivational, I'd like to add something else, but this is 8 a.m. EDT. I got to know through HNP because I went to weekend, like today's like 12 o'clock weekend band, and there is a Stan Anderson. He was invited by Mark, the co-host of Weekend HNP. What is Mark's last
Okay,
name?
so the
But
motivation-
anyway,
Mark Ham?
So
yeah, right. So we got to, and Stan Anderson, I got the same room, breakout room. And then when he saw me, he said, "Hi, sister Harumi," because we got the same last name.
Oh,
So I got connected because he said, "Sister Harumi." Yeah, here's my brother Stan. And come to find out, he had this motivational live reading every Tuesday to Saturday, 8 a.m. EDT. So I went there. It was so interesting. So I am a member. It's so great book we are reading. We are reading right last time we were 12-week year. That's a great concept for making a plan, do things in 12 weeks instead of 12 months. It's a very great. And now we are reading this, I know everybody knows, the full agreement. That's very interesting. Yeah. So can I put the information in the chat? If somebody wants to join, they can just check it out.
That would be amazing. I'd appreciate that. Please do that.
Okay, I will do that.
Awesome. And I
So
see-
so it's the information is on there. It is done by a Pet Club 247 leader each day. Not always somebody different, but most days there's usually 5 different people in the course of a week. So you join, it's a Zoom call, and then it'll ask you to put the thing in, but then you'll hear the because it's putting the number in for you for the actual, the 5677 part.
Okay.
And then it says, add your personal code or press the pound key. So you just press the pound key and then you're in. So anybody's welcome, like I said. Some of it, Testimonial Tuesday, obviously there's always testimonials on Tuesdays. There are testimonials other times during the week. Sometimes it's business tips, most of which would apply to any business. So
Excellent. Oh, I love all these resources. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
welcome.
I'll make sure I save it.
Oh yes, make sure to save the chat. And actually, we have another friend that's joining us here. I see Sherry is hopping in here and joining us. Hi, Sherry. Looks like you are on the move in the car.
Hmm.
Oh, and actually you're muted right now.
Yeah, the trees are here.
Yeah. So do you want to come on in and tell us who you are, what you do? Tell us more.
Hello, Sue. Hello. Was that Emily I heard?
Yep, Emily's here too.
Hey, Emily. I'm on my way to a German American Oktoberfest. And
Oh my gosh.
I'm in the car. My girlfriend Brandy and I were going, and I didn't want to. I wanted to come by though and say hello and just give a shout out. Hello, I'm Sherry. I'm with the Hosanna High Community Burial Project called Let's Be Trees, and we're reforming the funeral industry with land gifts. We're taking a land that is being gifted to us and getting it qualified to be a community cemetery, and then reaching out to the community, bringing in instructors to teach them how our grandparents used to handle death care. So that's what I'm doing.
Can I just it just reminded me because here I have this, we cannot see, German American Bank Oktoberfest. We happened a couple of years ago. I got this great mug. So are you muted?
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, my poor dog's whining like crazy back here. I actually am going to step away for just a moment here to take care of her, and I'll be right back. But yeah, we're German American too, so I completely appreciate that and absolutely love the mugs. If you asked what our favorite dance is, believe it or not, Kurt and I love to polka. Most people don't know that about us, but that actually is my favorite, and we could rip it up on the dance floor. Let me tell you, it is something we don't get to do very often either.
Oh my gosh, I want to see it.
And to top that off, his dad's license plate, I mean, he's not with us anymore, but his license plate was OEIEIO. So if that doesn't tell you at all right there. So actually, so tell us a little bit about what this event is that you're going to. Well, since you're going to be having some fun like that, tell us a little bit more. I'm still hearing you. I'm just stepping away for just a second.
Well, the German American Festival is an Oktoberfest that we're going to, but I have a super cool. What we're promoting a dining well. It's actually called All Saints Day. And we are going on Wednesday. I've got friends all across the country that are going to honor the dead. So it's a gosh, I'm going to get all tongue tied because I'm watching her park. It's honoring the departed, and you go to a cemetery and or we are going to a cemetery and are going to just honor the people who are there and raise awareness for Let's Be Trees. So I'm she's at the gate. I don't know if you can hear all that. Somebody else talk. I'll mute myself.
Okay, thank you.
All good. So it sounds like you guys are at a good point there where you're going to be having a lot of fun this afternoon. I forget where exactly. You're obviously somewhere warmer than us because it's only about 40-ish out here right now. You guys remind me where you're located because you're somewhere. Are you in California? I'm trying to remember, Sherry, where you're located.
Right now, I am in Cape Coral, Florida.
Florida.
Where we're working. Yeah, we're working on a project in Cape Coral, but my home is in North Carolina, where we're also working on another project in Macon, North Carolina. We've been gifted 2 acres of land there by a wonderful man who came onto our board of directors, and so that he could just follow this process, and he is indeed making the process. So he's our first donor, and we're looking for a second here in Cape Coral, Florida.
Awesome. Yeah, that is such great news. It has to start somewhere. You've got your first one, and now that gets you set so you can move forward and show what's possible. I love it. You guys are doing good things.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Listen,
So-
I'm going to jump off of here because
I don't know where to park to volunteer.
Place out here that's open.
So there's a spot right here. Is that okay?
mute me.
It's open. Park.
You are all good. So thank you so
Have a
much. I'm glad,
profitable
Sherry, that you had
afternoon.
yeah, you guys are gonna have such a good time. I'm a little jealous, actually. Of course, we do have trick-or-treating here, so we will have fun. However, I don't know, a chance to polka, that's a toss-up there.
I would think in Wisconsin, you would be able to polka.
I
more
bet if
than
we
other
looked hard enough,
places.
we could find a spot.
All right, ladies. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer, but I'm glad I came on. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sherry. Have a good time. Dance
Bye.
with
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, Sherry is doing some great things out there. Let's Be Trees. And I know as you're going through the happy neighborhood that you'll be able to bump into her at different points in time along the way as well. So actually, have you guys had a chance to meet her before today?
Don't believe
She's someone
so.
new for you. Okay. Yeah. Sherry's a very sweet woman that is doing some great things, and excited to see where her project keeps moving forward into, because there's a lot of good stuff going on there. And yeah, she'll be in the neighborhood. So
Right?
there'll definitely be opportunities with her.
Yeah.
And so I just want to double check. Do you guys have other events or other things that you would like to share that are coming up in the near future?
I think mine are shared. I mean, I will be adding dates. Obviously, I'm not just having the 2 webinars this weekend and then no more, but I haven't. I've got somebody I need to check with and see when she might have some people coming on. So, but we're trying to have some on the weekend, some during the day, during the week, some evening or late afternoon during the week. So we'll be
Awesome.
working on that. And I am going to jump off so I can get a little bite to eat before my thing starts in less than an hour. So
Excellent. Yeah, and take a moment to cheer on your team over there. So glad you could join us, and looking forward to catching you. I'm not sure if we're going to catch the webinar today or tomorrow, but I'm sure we'll be on one of them.
Okay, sounds good.
And Minnie's saying hello here too. She's back.
All righty. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much, Debbie. We'll see you again soon here.
Yep. Bye.
Bye for now.
Here, Debbie, bye.
So, and always a fun time getting caught up and hearing the updates and all the fun things going on in Debbie's world. So, and Harumi, what else do you have? Do you have other events that are coming up in the near future as well that you'd like to share?
Oh, thank you for checking. No, oh, well, yeah, well, not really. Well, I'm just having fun evening night on Monday, local things. Because I am one of the breast cancer warriors, so I get to go to meet other people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And then after this, I am meeting with some people for 12-week year. This is about 12-week year. Yeah. Have you ever read this?
No, that one's new for
Emily?
me.
Okay. Have you ever heard about this 12-week year? This is a really amazing concept. Instead of 12 months as a year, just think about chunk of a week as a month. So you make a plan for 12-week year, 12 week as a goal.
So it
So you
tightens
don't
up
have-
the timeline a little bit then, so you can get more accomplished.
Yes, because you can more see the result at the end of a 12 week rather than waiting a 12 whole month, and you can adjust. It's a very, very interesting concept. And I know some coaches mentioned about this for some long time ago, but I didn't take it. But when I went to this motivational morning, they are doing this, and then yes, it's amazing.
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Actually, I'm gonna pop that in the chat so I remember that after this.
So I'll send you the kind of link because time to time they have this free workshop, but you get this book by paying $20.23 because the book itself costs you $20.23. But with the workshop, 90 minutes, actually Brian P. Moran and Michael Reddington, they're the one who are hosting that workshop. It's very interesting. You may
Wow.
see in the somewhere on Facebook. That's how I got to know about that workshop.
Excellent.
I really recommend. It's a great book. It's a great concept to implement. It's all about execution.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's all important. I know sometimes it's easy to get kind of bogged down a little bit with what you're doing, but you need to have goals. You need to know where you're going, because how do you get there if you don't have a plan? You need to
That's right. Vision, plan, implementation. Yes, right. So I'm still
Excellent.
doing yes, right.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that, because
Yep.
like I said, I have not heard that one. That's a new one for me.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can check it out. I'm just trying to put some link if I can find out. Yes, but I will try later. But thank you for this moment or space. Yes, I really
Absolutely.
enjoyed
You're
it.
welcome here anytime. And like I said, we're always here on Saturdays between 1 and 3 Central. So you're always welcome to hop in, hop out, however you like to go with us. We go with the flow.
Okay, so I have to ask. So how did you get started with this?
Ooh, actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to pass that one over to Emily. You want to share the
Oh,
history
okay.
on this?
Let's get started as in the show, or okay, so
This time frame 2 to 4. For me, the 2 to 4.
so this show started a few years ago, on July 26th, 2020, which is the 30th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act,
Oh,
by then President George H.W. Bush, with Kurt being one of the co-founders, him and one of our partners, who's also in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, started to have the whole disability issue, and talking about like everybody's welcome, but kind of talking about the kind of the stuff that's going on in the life of people with disabilities, that kind of thing. So it's been going for 3 years, and going. So
Wow.
This being the world of ability, we celebrate abilities of all type of one of our good friends a long time ago had said to us, don't look at my look at my ability, not my disability. I almost said it
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah.
And that is, it kind of rings with all that we do, and trying to be all inclusive. And I know with what you have talked about, it applies to anybody. It's absolutely is appropriate and applies to absolutely everybody. That's what we're all about. It's the world of ability.
Yeah, that's interesting because I just remember when I was at college. Well, anyway, that was the year they just established American Aid Other or American Disability Act. That was 19
I think it was 1990 when that happened.
1990. Yes, because the professor, she was talking about that in the class, but I was not. I do remember the sentence, but I don't really recognize what that meant to us. And then it was really just in the beginning of that act.
Excellent. So you remember that? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Because that was
it stuck in my mind.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually was graduating from high school that year, and to be honest, I didn't really clue into it that closely. It didn't affect me personally, or so I thought. It was until there's a reason that you actually think about it. People don't think about being all inclusive, or like the restaurant you choose to go to on a particular day. Do they have a ramp that gets into the building? We have a friend who's a wheelchair user, and he used to have to say, okay, we're going to meet to go eat somewhere. Great. Well, let me call ahead. I need to find out if I can get in the building. Like, wait, what? That's the kind of stuff I never thought about. I never really, it didn't occur to me like, oh yeah, I might have to call ahead to see if he can even get in the building.
Oh yes.
Now it's something that's much more universal,
Right.
There's still buildings that are old enough that they may or may not have that accessibility piece, but it just was something that it's like, wait, what? Things that, since I'm lucky enough that I'm walking on my 2 feet, I don't have to think about that kind of thing. Until you have a reason to think about it, you kind of don't. And that's part of how this all started. Actually, our whole story goes back into a whole history in water skiing. So I don't know sorry, dog's still crazy over here. I don't know if you've heard the history of how we got started in all of this.
I think Carter mentioned at the Daily Huddle the other day. Is that right, Emily? Yes.
That's right. You were on that. So
that's
exactly. Yeah. The Daily Huddle. Kurt had the honor of being a guest speaker there recently. So if anybody wants to check that out, they have the Daily Huddle. The replay is available on their Facebook group.
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, I need to go back again.
Yeah, that's such a great platform. That they bring the speakers in, have people talk on there, and it's a great place to go to find out actually a brief glimpse of what our history all is there, because that was really what speared us into this whole realm of ability related anything, that we weren't even thinking about it that much, I don't know, a decade ago. and look where we are now, where we are talking about the world of ability. We have Ability MKE Now is a radio show that we do on Wednesday nights. We actually have done a lot in the water skiing world in making water skiing more available. and actually more the sit ski to make that be something that's more available and more common. Because it used to be that there was maybe 5 or 6 places across the entire state of Wisconsin. And it's worth knowing the state of Wisconsin is actually the show ski capital of the world. There are
Oh,
more ski shows that take place in Wisconsin than anywhere else actually in the whole world. There
oh,
we have
really?
it's kind of a weird thing to think Wisconsin, we have a short summer, right? We
Oh,
have,
yeah.
I believe 30, where are we at right now? Probably about 35 show ski teams in our state. It's crazy. We've actually been part of a team for a really long time. Kurt's been on our local club here for 37 years, and I've been in it
Yeah.
now for 28 years. So we've been show skiers for a long time. And there are teams all across the state. There's teams across the country, but they're less common. It just happens to be here in Wisconsin. There are so many. And with that much talent locally like this, that there were only just a handful of places that were able to do adaptive water skiing was something that that Kurt actually was the guy who made that change. He was the one that that spearheaded it back in 2014 to say, hey,
Oh,
let's make this more available for everyone, and
wow.
brought up a group out of Florida that are really experienced in how to appropriately use the equipment. And they came up and taught, I think we had like 80 or so show skiers from across the state that came to Madison, and we all learned from Anne's group that came up. They were here for 2 days and did a train the trainer event, teaching us all about the equipment, about the best practices, and it grew the sport in the state of Wisconsin here from just a handful of locations to being close to 30 different places that are able to provide adaptive water skiing. And even with us with our summers, we did one Saturday a month. That was what our team did. That was what we knew. And now our club still does that, but we also are affiliated with another group down about an hour away from us, and we have 4 different days that we do each summer where we spend all day doing adaptive water skiing. And we'll have
Wow.
upwards of 30 participants that come out each time and get to ski, and we get the pleasure of being there and making that happen. And it's so much fun.
Yeah,
So,
that's so rewarding. That's a great thing to do. Wow.
yeah,
Because
we've got some amazing friends and amazing stories along the way from that.
wow. Because when I hear Wisconsin, maybe many people have some idea of like a cheese or daily, but now they have to change that mindset to the skiing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fun. We love to share our passion of water skiing, and now with what's grown, we're able to literally share it with anybody that is interested, whether it's sit down skiing, stand up skiing, whatever fits the mold. Even friends who really don't want to actually be on the water, we still invite them to say, come on down, come to the shore, be part of the cheerleading group,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
cheer everybody on. Enjoy the lake life that we sometimes take for granted, because we get
Oh, yes, right.
being part of the club that we're in. We ski twice a week. We all summer long, we practice on Tuesdays, and we have shows every Thursday all summer. And we love it. It's fun. It truly is a passion of ours that we get to do that. And it is really rewarding to be able to share that passion with others. And one story I'll share quick. I remember once several years ago actually being in the boat while with the mom of the participant that was in the sit ski. So when we go out there, we have a participant in the sit ski, and then we have 2 skiers next to on either side of the person. Then so there's a group of 3 that goes together. I'm sitting next to the mom in the boat, and I'm the spotter watching what's going on back there, and she's sitting next to me videoing what's going on and taking pictures, and she's crying because her son was in the sit ski, and he was raising his hands up and just woo, he was so excited and expressing a lot of emotion. And she, part of her thing, she was just crying. She's like, he never expresses emotion like this. This is
Oh,
the one time, the one place doing this activity that allows him the ability to get that actually to be an external experience like that, where he can share with what this adrenaline rush, what that feeling is. He's able to express that and show that emotion, because she said it meant the world to her, it meant the world to him. And I was almost in tears. Like, I'm spotting, I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. But that she was able to say how much that meant to them, to have the chance to have that experience. And they come back, they're ones that have had that experience, more than once. It wasn't just a one-time thing. They're able to tell others about it. They bring friends. It's a great thing. And that's the
Yes.
kind of thing that just, it gives me chills to remember how impactful that experience was for them. And it reminds
Oh,
me of why we do this. And it means something. And actually, that's one of the okay, sorry, my mind just went to another tangent. We do the 12 o'clock shakedown with a group of friends every day, and that's 15 minutes of music in motion. It's a kind of an exercise little group that we get together. And one of the friends always at the end tells, today is it's actually National Trick or Treat Day today. It's National Chocolate Day. There's all sorts of
yeah.
different things that are
National
celebrated.
Donuts Day.
Yeah. Today is actually National Make a Difference Day. And that, I guess, in my mind, I celebrate what we get to do in the summertime with making a difference for folks on the water.
Just a moment, I have a call from my honey, so just
Oh, go ahead. You're all good. So, yeah, with today being National Make a Difference Day, I hope that what we do here with World of Ability does make a difference with people, and that we're able to share that. It gives us an excuse to be able to share all the great things that are happening here, with what we're doing, with what the folks that we know, with what they're doing, and then we can bring that forward and be able to do more with it. I think that is a lot of fun and gives us that much more meaning in what we're able to do. And we love that we have that opportunity here. So
yeah,
so I'll
that's
stop talking
great.
now.
No, that's great, because those people, they can be really themselves, right? Like, there's no boundaries to separate them from regular or something. It's really, yeah, I'm sure you're giving great experience for them. It's amazing.
It's fun, and we're all having fun out there together.
That's the whole thing, right? Having fun together, happy moment.
Exactly. Yeah, we do have a good time with all that. So I gotta ask, have you ever water skied before?
No, it's so
No.
scary. How can I do that standing on that water?
Well, maybe we'll have to have you over sometime when we're
Yes.
doing the sit ski. And if you
Yes.
don't want to stand up ski, you can sit ski. So it literally is for everyone.
Okay, I will think about that. Thank you for the invite. Yes.
You're absolutely welcome. Actually, Emily, have you ever skied? I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if you have.
Oh.
Yeah, an actual water skate.
Oh,
I know Kurt's brought it up before, so well, we'll see if it happens, but
fun.
maybe someday.
Yes, someday will come. But thank you very much for this moment. Thank you so much, Sue and Emily and Kurt. So I will see you next week.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and
Thank
go make a
you.
difference. And
Yeah.
enjoy some chocolate. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, so that was so nice to have her get to join us today.
Yeah, no, Hermes was on Zeta's World of Women show a couple times, but this was her first
Excellent.
coming on this one, I think. So this was awesome.
So, and you brought up World of Women. So those who are not familiar with her show, can you tell us a little bit about Zeta and the show that you just mentioned?
Okay, Ms. Zeta. I believe we met through the Happy Neighbor Project too. But she is originally from Nigeria, but is currently living in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And in December of 2021, so we're coming up on like 2 years and a couple months here. Kurt and I helped her start her own podcast show, which she called The World of Women, which used to be every Tuesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, but for the last a couple months here, it's turned into, now it's a monthly show every Tuesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, 7:00 p.m. Central. Zita is a worse like a nurse / midwife, kind of, and so the show is all about kind of women and children, pregnancy, midwifery, the birthing process, cover everything kind of tied with her in connection with that, since it's kind of Zita's passion, more or less. So if everybody's welcome to join us on that show if 8:00 Eastern on a Tuesday, works in your schedule, or if you're interested in that topic or so on.
So isn't it a specific Tuesday each month now? Because I know
the first Tuesday.
the first Tuesday of the
It's a
month.
monthly show, the first Tuesday.
Okay, so that's coming up pretty soon now.
Yeah.
So I gotta think, so because the next show then will be on
December like 5th or something.
November, yeah. Oop, hold on.
Or wait, no.
I'm saying that wrong. November 7th.
7th, and then I was thinking December already.
Yep. So 2 shows left this year. So November 7th and December 5th. There we go. So those will be the next 2 shows for Zita's Healthy Beginnings. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. I'm absolutely impressed with what she all does. And actually, I know she was involved with the African Film Festival that just took place. I actually didn't catch up with notes and whatnot with what all happened there. Have you heard much follow up from that event?
I haven't, other than that it sounded like it went well. But other than that, I haven't gotten any other info. I've meant to reach out to her and or Jasper to. I've told her that it went well, and I think I've seen like a few pictures on Facebook or LinkedIn or something, but outside of that, I don't. Linda's been meaning to reach out to either one of them and see if I can find out any more information, but
because they had that.
I haven't yet, but anyway.
Yeah, onefilm1marketsummit.org is that website again. Yeah, the Afro International Film Market and Festival. So that would have been just a couple weeks ago on October 13th and 14th, taking place down in Atlanta. I know that I'm just looking at what they have on their website now, that they had the ribbon cutting ceremony on the 13th. They had a full movie preview, and they had keynote speakers, 3 keynotes, 3 master classes, and 6 different panel discussions. So that, let's see, the keynote speakers, the topics they had, one was the history and future of African, I gotta make this bigger, African diaspora in film. I'm not even familiar with that. One was the power of Nigerian cinema to connect the world. And the third was the African, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, diaspora. I'm not sure how to say that properly, so I apologize. The bridge between our cultures. Then
I've heard it said diaspora.
Diaspora? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I could have learned something by attending that because I'm not familiar with that. Then they had master classes as well. One of them was breaking into the film industry, how to get your foot in the door. Second one was top 3 tips pitch decks, adapting books, and screenwriting. And the third masterclass was the Hollywood approach. And then there are panel discussions that they held. There were 6 different ones of those as well. That included streaming panel, leadership panel, actors panel, music panel, Christian panel, and Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood panel. Then they had networking, entertainment, and more. So they had a lot. They had a lot of great things happening. I'm seeing pictures and descriptions from, gosh, almost a couple dozen different individuals here that were participants in some fashion or another with the panels, with the different pieces that took place there. So pretty exciting. They are already talking about the partnerships for 2024, and I'm trying to see if they had a date listed here yet for 2024. I'm not seeing an actual date on here, but they definitely are going to be having an event there next year. So, and now I'm saying there, I don't know if it's actually in the same location or not. That part is not on here either, but it is saying that there will be a 2024 film short competition. So awesome stuff. They must, I mean, for it to have completed and have plans already for next year in place, that is pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to hearing more, maybe with the next World of Women podcast. Maybe they'll be touching on that a little bit to share out the great things that came from this event. So that's amazing.
Yeah, back to Zeta. Yeah, Zeta has her own nonprofit. That's what Zeta's Healthy Beginnings is a nonprofit. And then when I just talking about but the first time I heard about like the African diaspora, I think the first time I heard about it is through the mutual aid network, actually. There's somebody in the mutual aid network. I think it's Chrissy, or am I thinking of the wrong person? Who is doing stuff with the African diaspora and wants to kind of get things going if she hasn't already. So guess if anybody wants to learn more, then I get you in touch with her and or the mutual aid network, or the mutual aid network.
And I used my friend Google to find out what does diaspora mean. so I can share that, because I'm sure I'm not the only person who's looking at that like, I don't know this term. So the meaning is the movement, migration, or scattering of people away from an established or ancestral homeland. So that makes a lot of sense to me that that's what they were calling this, that it took place here in the United States, but it was based on that it was the African Film Festival and market. So yeah, another spot here is saying a diaspora is a population that is scattered across regions which are separate from its geographic place of origin. The word is used in reference to people who identify with a specific geographic location but currently reside elsewhere. So I learned something today.
I learn something new every day, don't we, too?
That's a big thing. Never stop learning. That's always important to be able to, because you would think at this point in my life I would have come across that term and have understood it, but I didn't. So now I do. Now I can chalk one more up on the board.
Well, it's a first time for everything, no matter when you learn it, whether it's at a young age or not. But
and that's one of the things I love about the 12 o'clock shakedown, because I know Mark always brings that element in as well, so that we can find out what's fun about today. And actually, do I still have that up on my screen here? Oh, I got to go back to it. It's one of the things, you know what? I'm going to share my screen real quickly here. So sharing my screen so you can see 12 o'clock shakedown. So for anyone who has never been part of the 12 o'clock shakedown, it's really easy to participate. And whether you want to actually do it on Zoom with us, because we're happy to share the Zoom link. Anybody who ever would want to be part of, I always say part of the cool kids, that we're actually doing it together on Zoom at 12 o'clock noon Central. We literally are on there doing the shakedown with 15 minutes of music in motion. You can see right here, this was just from today. We, I had a little bit of issue with my screen early on in the show, and once we got it going again, 15 minutes of music and motion, and it's called the shakedown because you actually are shaking, whether it is today I didn't have anything in my hands, but it started out back at the beginning here with Jim, and you can see he's got something in his hands, and he has an intro right here on how to make your own shakers. Super easy just to grab like a container. He on this particular picture, he just had an old pill bottle. We all have those laying around, don't we? An old container of some sort, put some rice in it or some noodles or beans or popcorn or whatever, something in there so you can shake it. And Jim's the one that started this group a whole bunch of years. Well, actually, it's a whole bunch of years ago at this point. He started the group back in I believe it was March. I don't know, maybe it was more like May by the time the group started. It was when COVID happened and we're all stuck at home now. He happens to be an individual that has MS and has a lot of friends in the same boat as him. And it's one of these things, the experience of, as you're not in the same activity level as what you've been used to, he was feeling the physical effects of that. Don't we all though? I mean, I know if you have some kind of if you want to call it condition, whatever, where it may affect you more quickly than others, but you guys everybody has that feeling of, okay, I'm sitting around too much and I'm not moving around a lot. Now when I get up and I am moving, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this. We all get that feeling, right? And even me at work every day, I take my 15 minutes of music and motion. It makes a difference in my day. It really does. There's times where I'm, honest to goodness, my butt's dragging and I don't have energy, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do this today because I'm kind of dragging. But yes, I do want to do this today. I get up, I do 15 minutes, and you know what? You know how much more energy I have after that? It changes my day. It makes it better. And that's why I keep doing it. And I would love to have more people come and join us because it really does make a difference. Getting up, getting moving, even just doing the simple things that we do simple goofy moves that anybody can do. And if you can't do whatever the move is that we're all kind of doing, make your own up. It's just a reason to keep moving. Adapt it for what works for you. So it is, like I said, 15 minutes of music and motion, and a bunch of us are on Zoom. I do a screen share like this onto the 12 o'clock shakedown group here. So you can find us real easy on Facebook. You just search for 12 o'clock shakedown. You can see this. If you find this, you found the right thing. You can follow it. You can then every day you'll find, here's today's video. There's yesterday's picture and yesterday's video, because after we're done each day, we take a group picture. I make Mark nice and big on there because he's the one that is kind enough to make this amazing background every day. You can see all of us down in the bottom there, but it was, yeah, I kind of like the mug there. Cranky Coworker Day was yesterday, along with National Mentoring Day, Happy Navy Day. Actually, I try to capture all the things that he says because there are so many different days being celebrated every day. You can't possibly put them all into the background, but he does a really good job of listing more than what he even has on his background. By the way, yesterday was also American Beer Day. So any of you beer drinkers out there, you missed it. It was yesterday. Catch up. Haha. So today we celebrated a lot of stuff. He has and who are these people? They're all different music related celebrities that also had a birthday. All right, so this was today's picture. So those are all the people celebrating their birthday today, along with, I've got it listed right in here. It is National Hug a Sheep Day. You need an excuse to go do that, right? National Hug a Sheep Day. It is Muddy Dog Day. National First Responders Day. And I'm going to give a shout out again to first responders because Kurt and I were EMTs for 10 years. We know what it's like to be on a department where you're running out the door and you're helping people, you're doing whatever needs to be done. First responders are pretty amazing people, and kudos to them for what they do. I think it's one of those things that people don't really understand what it's like to be in their shoes along the way. They're important. They do amazing things. And if you know somebody who's a first responder, take a moment and say thank you, because that doesn't happen often. More than likely, they're getting grief from friends and family as they're running off in the middle of whatever they're doing. Their pager just went off. They got to go. And they're missing out on stuff in their own personal lives because they're taking time out of their lives to help others. So appreciate what they do and remind them that it's important and that it is appreciated. So happy First Responders Day. It is also National Trick or Treat Day. So apparently the weekend before Halloween like this is National Trick or Treat Day. I grew up with trick or treat happening on Halloween. I still kind of like that, but you know what? Here, even where we live, it's coming up in just a couple hours. So I got to get ready for that yet. I'll come back to that. It is National Internal Medicine Day. It is National Chocolate Day for all of you chocolate lovers out there. I'm gonna find some so I can celebrate that myself. It is Plush Animal Day. It is Wild Foods Day. It is International Animation Day. And coming back to one that I brought up a couple times today already, National Make a Difference Day. Today, National Make a Difference Day. If you can do something to make a difference, do it. Why not? Even if it's to make a difference for your dog today, make a difference for your friend, make it whatever, make a difference. It could even be just to yourself, doing something that you've been putting off. I don't know, do something to actually make a difference today, because just because. So anyway, that it's fun to me that Mark is so good about looking all these things up every day and letting us all enjoy and take a moment to, it's kind of like World of Ability, where we take a moment to think about a lot of the things that we don't otherwise think about. It gives an excuse to do that. So he does that for us every day, and I really appreciate it. I was going to say trick-or-treating. How is trick-or-treating by you, Emily? Do you get kids where you are? Do you get to see many kiddos?
Yeah, I think we get some kids, but since I'm in a building, I don't think we actually get really any kids, but I think I've seen some kids walking around before, so
It's always fun seeing everybody dressed up and going out. We do something extra fun and goofy here, and I don't have it set up yet, so I got to get going right after this, because we have actually we started this during COVID, where we bought a PVC pipe. It's a big round. This one's like, I don't know, 3 inches diameter. It's a big pipe, and I don't even remember now, 6 feet long, probably. I don't think, maybe 7 feet long. It's long. It's a long pipe. And we set it up. It's just a big white plastic thing, right? We have a ladder that we can make into whatever shape. I actually make it into the shape that it's probably about 4 feet tall, 8 feet across, and then 4 feet back down. And then we balance that pipe through it, and then we bungee cord it so that it stays in place. But basically, we got this big pipe at an angle. The kids put their bag at the bottom of the pipe, and I send the candy through it down to them. Like it's a big chute. So it's like a big candy slide. And we started doing that during COVID, because it was one of those things like, are kids going to want to, I don't know if parents are going to have their kids knocking on doors. I don't know. I'm officially making a social distanced candy exchange happening at my house. And then it became a fun thing. We actually have some of the kids that stop by that there was one year since then that I ran out of time and I didn't get it set up. And there was a kid saying, "Isn't this the place that always had that candy slide thing?" I was like, "Oh my God, I need to bring it back," because kids really liked it. It was just something different rather than grabbing a handful. The candy comes out the bottom. So I've been buying like little bits of candy, like small candy things that I can send a bunch of them down, because it is kind of a weird thing of where exactly is this going to come out? Because if you hold your bag anywhere other than right where the end of it is, it's one of those things where it's like, what am I doing? It's confusing until you send that first piece down, and they get the fact that, oh, the candy's coming through this thing. This is cool. So it turned it into a game. And I think I sometimes have more fun than the kids do, and that's okay. Because it's just something different and goofy.
I was
So
gonna
what
say,
were-
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure the kids love it, or at least some of the kids. But it's like one of those things you see at like malls or maybe other places where you put like the quarter in, and then
Mhm.
like the gumball machine or something, you put the quarter in, then you can see the thing like coming out. It's sort of like so it
It's
sort of
something
reminded me
different.
of,
Yep.
even though with your thing you don't put a quarter in, but you still get to see the, yeah, that's awesome.
It's fun. We have a good time. Actually, Alana was out there cleaning up. I think I heard the mower going and the blower. So because it's fall, we've got leaves everywhere. So I think she did a really good job of cleaning up out there. So now we just have to get that all set and ready. So it's fun. It makes it fun for the other fun thing that I did years and years ago. We used to have pet rats. And if you don't know this, rats make a really, really good pet. People don't believe that, but really, I always say they're like little dogs. And until you until you have that chance to experience that, they're pretty cool for pets. There was one year that I actually dressed up like a witch and I had the rat sitting on my shoulder when I was answering the door. 50-50 on the kids if they actually saw it or not. Those that saw it thought it was really cool. Those that didn't see it was because they were so focused on the bucket of candy they never saw the rat at all. So I still think that's funny. And I don't think any of them ever called it a rat. I always got, oh, I like your mouse. It's like, this is a rat. And thank you. Because, rats are bigger than mice. Our rat was, I don't know, 5 inches long without the tail. I mean, they're pretty good sized rat. But they really are a sweet pet and they're extremely smart. So if anybody doesn't know that about rats, now you know. Sometimes it's that thing. If you don't know what you don't know, well, they're pretty dang smart. I also like to say ours are college educated because we adopted them from the college. They learned how to he'll ever get a treat kind of a thing. So extra fun. So what was your favorite thing you ever dressed up as for Halloween?
Not sure, maybe a box that was decorated as a dice in a game. One of those
Nice.
dice.
Did you actually like roll? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't remember. So it was when I was littler, but
That's fun. I think the one that stood out in my mind, I don't even know how old I would have been. Elementary school, second grade maybe. I actually dressed up as the Hulk, as in like the Incredible Hulk that busted out of a shirt kind of a thing, all green. I remember having padding underneath the shirt, and then we actually had like a t-shirt or something. I think it was a white t-shirt that was all ripped up, like I busted through the t-shirt. So that not that that was necessarily my favorite. That was the most memorable for me. I remember that one because it was so weird that I would have done that, the quiet little girl, and I'm wearing that. So that one I remember. Okay, so next fun question. What's your favorite piece of candy?
boy.
Oh, that's a hard decision. See, for me, that one's an easy one. Reese's peanut butter cup. Hands down, that's my favorite.
I like those two. Or like the red beer barrels.
Oh,
Those
that's a
two.
different one. Yeah.
Or M&Ms.
M&Ms are always good. Actually, we have M&M costumes here. And I haven't decided what I'm actually going to put on for answering the door yet. I'm not sure if it's easy just to throw the witch's hat on, but it's cold out there today, so you got to dress for the weather. You never know, when you think about your Halloween costume choice, you got to remember it's Wisconsin. You don't know if it's going to be 70 or 30. This year, unfortunately, it's going to be closer to 30.
Yeah, is Ilana going out trick-or-treating, or is she staying up and give out candy?
Last I heard, actually plans were changing even today because she's part of a group that they're doing a trunk or treat event. And I think she's going to be hopping over there and helping out with that. So that's going to be like for part of the time because trick-or-treating here goes from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., which I think is kind of smart because then the little kids get to go while it's still light out and the older kids go when it's dark out and get the best of both worlds that way. But I think what's happening is helping out with that event and then coming back here with some friends and hitting, I think, our subdivision. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a few of them that are definitely going to go out and do a little trick or treating, which I think is awesome. And I'll say, I saw this on Facebook that somebody posted something saying, if you see teenagers coming around, that you think they're too old for trick or treating, they're trick or treating. Give them the damn candy. It's okay. They're not causing trouble. They're actually out having fun and doing something awesome. Let them be a kid. Go have fun and do that. And so I hope her and her friends keep trick or treating until they're in college. And even I was talking to a couple of our college girls yesterday that I asked if they are doing anything fun for Halloween, and they were saying how they miss trick or treating. I'm like, go put a Halloween costume on and go trick or treating. No one's going to say no to you. Go have some fun. Who cares if they think they're too old? No, go. So
Well, I think
hopefully
that-
they do.
Yeah, well,
Why
yeah, I think
not?
I've seen pictures of dressing up and doing that kind of thing when you're older, but yeah.
God darn it, go have some fun. I don't personally find an age limit on it. So that I just
Yeah,
try
I
to
don't know if
squash
I
that.
really
If
do
anybody
either-
thinks that there's
either.
an age limit, there's not.
Yeah.
Whoever stops at your door, give them a candy. I know.
It's just dressing up and candy. What's not to like about the
And I know
about that
there's
at
some
any
family
age?
there's some families around who even provide something for the adults to go with. We haven't gotten as far as doing that, but I know there's I've heard of adult beverages being handed out to adults
no.
and whatever that might be, warm beverages. I don't know what that all was. I haven't but I've heard stories of, taking care of the parents because they go out there too. So keeping it fun for everybody. It's what it's all about. It's an excuse to go have some fun. And who's not all about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I could see that, especially if the parents are like driving the kids around or something. If it's to go walking around or something, I don't know.
yeah,
But
'cause I know
yeah.
even in our subdivision, I see a lot of the parents pulling the little ones in wagons, and every so often I've seen even like, I don't know if it was a 4-wheeler or 6-wheeler or what it was. I know there was one parent in the recent years that's been even brought that out, which I'm like, that's awesome. How much fun.
Yeah.
Keeping it fun. I love it. It's a good excuse, a good excuse to say hi to neighbors, because honestly, there's some neighbors I don't actually see that, we wave, but I don't actually talk to them all that often. Just, everybody's busy, right? But it
Yeah.
is so much fun that gives an excuse to come and actually say hello face to face, and oh my gosh, look at your kids, they're getting so big, and all the good things. So celebrate while you can, everybody. Go out, enjoy it. It's whether it's today or whenever your trick or treat is, why not? It's fun. So I wish everybody a very happy Halloween in that respect. I know some people get into the creepy stuff. I am not into the creepy stuff. I don't like the scary costumes. I don't like the scary aspect of it. Although I should share one more quick story. Way back, oh my gosh, 20 years ago, we had friends that actually helped put on a haunted house. For those that are from the area here, you may remember a haunted house in Hubertus, that it was the old school, like they had an old one house school building kind of thing, or one building schoolhouse. I said that backwards. Anyway, not been used in years. They used that building for doing this haunted house. It was a fundraiser for a local organization. I think it was actually associated with the church. And sorry, it's been too many years now, but that was a really, really good haunted house. People, it was popular. People had to stand in line for a heck of a long time to get tickets. It was an amazing thing. And there was one year we were on the fire department. Hey, Mark. Hey, we were bragging about you earlier. Sorry, telling a quick story here. I'll share. There's some friends that this haunted house no longer exists anymore, actually, but it had been going on for years. And one of our friends from the fire department was one of the main guys that was actually involved in creating. I mean, they built it fresh every year. All the rooms were new. All the themes were new. Each room was a different theme. There was one year where they were short on volunteers. Kurt and I were scares in one of the rooms. Can you imagine? He and I were actually dressed up. This particular room that we ran, it was a like an operation kind of room. There was an operating table in there. We were dressed up in scrubs, like we were surgeons. except one of us was holding a chainsaw, fake chainsaw, but we had a chainsaw. I had a big butcher knife, and we're all bloody. So I had a spot in the wall that I came out of that didn't look like it should have had a door there. The group would come in the room, and there was some activity going on. I actually don't even remember all the details anymore, but I'm pretty sure Kurt was in the room, had the chainsaw going. I'm coming out of the wall behind the group where they're not even seeing me. All of a sudden I'm showing up behind them with this bloody knife in my hand. And we were dressed up good enough. I actually had at the time somebody I worked with, a really, really good friend that knew I was doing stuff with this. I'm like in her face. I didn't do that with anybody else. I knew her, so I did that to her. She had no idea. I talked to her the next day. She had no idea who I was in that place. She's like, I didn't see you. I thought you were supposed to be in. Yep, I was in your face, and she had no idea. So we had fun. That is like way outside my comfort zone to be part of a scary thing like that. Are you kidding me? The room before us, I loved hearing the reactions. The last part of this, the room before us actually had a fake electric chair set up, and they had somebody in the electric chair, and the person that was supposed to be flipping the big, if you can imagine those big old switches on a wall kind of thing, that making it super dramatic, and they were supposed to flip the switch to electrocute the person, but it wasn't working, right? At some random moment, they would turn on, they would have the lights flashed, and they literally had jackhammers planted under the floor where the people walking through, it was under their feet. So that's all going off like the under their feet. It's hitting under them, and the lights are flashed. So there was not a person that went through that room that didn't scream. It was awesome. So we were getting them as they came into our room, as everybody was freaked out from that one. Anyway, fun, clean fun, awesome fun. That was for a good cause. Halloween, right? So Mark, welcome. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right.
We were just talking about Shakedown. I actually was doing a screen share and was showing on Facebook where to find the Shakedown, and we're bragging about what, here, I can even show you what I just had up with, this one. I was just sharing how we have the picture posted every day and what day it is, and I was just going off on a tangent on it being National Trick or Treat Day. So that's what you just walked into. So,
Okay.
So what's on your mind today?
Well, I don't know. Kurt talked like people were going to be talking a little about college football. So did he kind of lie or what?
No, actually, Debbie was here earlier, and she ended up hopping off. She has a webinar she's doing that's starting right now, and she was kind of split with what she had going on with watching the ball game. Trying to think who it was. It was scrolling back because I know Kurt actually posted who it was that was playing. It was not that one. He has Georgia and Florida. It was not them. It was
Indiana and Penn State.
No, Debbie's game was Kansas and Oklahoma.
Kansas. That's what Kansas and Oklahoma. There we go. She was cheering for Kansas. That's where she went.
No. Well, unfortunately, they lost by a point in the end.
Oh, no. Oh, she's sad then. Sounded like it was a close game, and there was lightning delays and all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, it was a
bummer.
Very good game.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, so much fun. So, what games are you cluing into today?
Well, I was watching that one, and Penn State and Indiana, and Florida State and Wake Forest, that turned into a blowout, so I didn't bother.
Oh no.
Now Oregon and Utah are on, so I haven't channel surfed around to see who else is playing.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have not been cluing in that much to college sports lately. Been enjoying our high school sports with our, I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier with our local team here that we're moving on. We're waiting to see exactly where we're playing, and I believe sounds like we're playing Verona. That was last I heard. We're just waiting on location and time and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
So 'tis the season. Playoffs are coming. It's always fun. Gotta love it. So yeah, we're wide open here, inviting people to join us for the shakedown. You can see Mark's background there. That's part of the fun every day, and all the birthdays and the fun things on National Hug a Sheep Day. And was that on there before? You added
No,
that, didn't you?
I swapped it. Yeah, I added it in there.
Awesome. So I'm like, I did not have that in my mental picture from before. Love it. I wish I had a sheep nearby that I could go do that and take a picture because, just because you need an excuse. That's the thing. Mark gives us an excuse to do stuff like eat chocolate. Today's your day for that too. So, and you know what? With that, we are here every Saturday for World of Ability from around 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. Central. And we're so excited to have the fun guests that we had on here today. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here for us because you know what? Trick or treat's coming up. I got to go set up our big shoot to get ready for the kiddos. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on YouTube. And